Kia ora, Aries. This is your reading for the full moon in Aquarius, which is happening tonight or tomorrow night, wherever you happen to be, whether it's southern or northern hemispheres. This is your reading, Aries. So let's see what the story line is today. We'll get a few cards. We will clarify. And thanks for liking and subscribing. Please do. It really helps these videos to be seen by more people. And this is for you. Okay. We've got some strong cards coming out. Strong cards coming out. Okay. You might be having some downtime, are you? At the moment, maybe? For some of you. We come out here with, or maybe just choosing to make some different decisions than what you have been. Coming out with the 9 of Discs, Beautiful Gain, it's called in the Thoth deck. Card of standing amongst, surrounded by what we value, Aries. You've created your world in this tangible world, this 3D world. You've created it, and you're there in your garden surrounded by everything that you value. It's a very independent card. Is there something that you could look at maybe in terms of letting something go here? The next one up, we've got the 4 of Discs. This is a really strong, maybe you've got a big wall around you, around your home or the place where you are, you know, and there's one way in and one way out. This card speaks of that. That one way in and one way out is through Malkut, which is the physical world. On the tree of life, it's the fruit. It's a strong card. It's a strong structure. Is there something here that you'd like to loosen up a wee bit or let go a little bit? I do see that possibly we have the 8 of discs, coming up next. That you've been working hard at perfecting something. You've been working hard at work. And maybe there's a need for some flow here. There's a need for some backward, forwards, some, you know what I'm saying? There's a need for some movement, for some flow. You're working hard. That keeps things generating. That keeps the wheels in motion. We need to work away at what we do, you know, to keep things in motion, to keep ourselves in balance, but it can tip out of balance pretty quickly, pretty easily. You know, the 8 here, the 8 of Discs, there are so many things that are involved in this repetitive working, whether we're working towards a goal, whatever it is. There are a lot of things that are involved here that we put into it. Can we lighten the load a wee bit, Aries? Can we loosen things up, is what I'm saying. We need to get some air flowing through here. It feels like to me. Excuse my raspiness. I've had a bit of a weird throat lately. We then come to some kind of cold. We come to the Hanged Man. So there's maybe for some of you, there's a feeling that you want to withdraw for a little while. You want to shut down it's like shutting down, like wanting to close things down, close off. It's the feeling I'm getting off these cards. Look, we retreat into Hanged Man mode because there is a point here. We cut off all external stimuli. All of that is necessary sometimes, because when we come down, which we do, we have a different perspective, whether it's on ourselves, if that's what's required, whether it's on the way that we do what we do, if that's required. You're the only one who knows that. But when we come down from Hanged Man, we do have a different perspective, and that's the whole point of this. And I do get a sense here, is that part of this, or is that what has become quite a big aspect of your life, is just shutting things off a little bit? I don't know, Aries, but anyway, that's just what I'm getting here. And then we've got the Two of Discs, the great infinity sign. We're keeping a balance here. There's a tension within this as well, because there's a lot of movement going on around us, but we're keeping a sort of balance for ourselves. We're keeping a balance for ourselves because in all the twos there is a decision that will be made. So Aries, let us clarify. Give us a bit more of a peel back the layers a wee bit here for you. 9 of Discs, please. Two of Wands, a wonderful card. We have 2 wands. We have again, it's making a choice. We know what our resources are. We can look forward and project forward and know what we want to achieve with our resources. 2 of Discs. We may be thinking about how to use them in a different way. See, the other aspect of the 9 of Discs is that there's a lonely element to it, that we are surrounded by what we value and all of that, but we're not really getting to share it. But that position is important to experience. So here we have that 2. Did I say Discs? 2 of Wands. Where we know what our authority is, we know what our resources are, and we're going forward and we're going to utilize them. Aries. 4 of Discs for Aries. Yeah, we get the 6 of Discs here. This is a great development from that 4 of Discs. Solid, secure. Yeah, we all need security and solidity in our lives, but sometimes we need to let things go in order to get stuff moving. As I said, it's like there needs to be some air or something in this reading. Well, we've got it with the Page of Swords. And look at what your resources are. Whether you can be sort of a little bit more generous. The 6 of Discs is about generosity. It's about knowing that flow, that kind of like giving out to others without really an agenda as such. But we realise that those things come back, like there's a flow on. And of course the Page of Swords, swords being of the mind and of air, we're understanding how these discs impact what our relationship with power is, what that entails. Is it about having, keeping? I mean, is it about having a level of generosity? Does that make you feel good, or to not have that, or to not embody that? Does it make you feel more powerful? What is it here? Because I don't know. But there's something to do with, power dynamics. This Page experiments as an adolescent, as a page, to see how he's learning to see how people use their power, how it's used in group, how it's connected to value and self-esteem. All of these things this young adolescent is learning. And so we've got this 6 of discs, a very generous card, those 2 with the 4 of discs, which is quite closed and secure in that. But there is a channel out, and it's in the material world here. It's all very earthy. Oh, Aries, what's happening? 8 of some kind of transformation here. We've got death. We're looking at the 8 of discs. We're looking at a transition in a literal sense, potentially within the workplace or the way that you do work, the way that you view work, do and view. So that makes sense. And Hanged Man, please. We had another card here. It's okay to take time out. It's I mean, it's easy to say that, but it's okay to take time out to foster to get your strength back, Aries. I mean, this is just what I see in the cards. So we've got the Hanged Man. Get rid of all external stimuli to go into a chrysalid state, really, in order to come out again. It might feel uncomfortable, it might be a bit squishy, but to come out again with a new perspective. I think the reason for that is a level of self-torment, which the 9 of Swords is. We can cut these ropes. We don't have to be in catastrophic mode, worry mode, because it really doesn't do any good, catastrophic worrying. It sort of stops us acting upon maybe things that we need to act upon. And so we see it here. As I said, regaining your strength. We have strength. We understand the differences here. This is what all is going on within that Hanged Man hanging there. Because we understand the difference between ego and psyche, our habits, our default habits, everything that's going on upstairs in the psychology department. And then taming that beast. Understanding it, taming it with a gentle hand, because it is us. And we need to be gentle with ourselves in order to come back strong and clear. And this is you, Aries, the Queen of Wands, the powerful, driven, will-centered queen in all its sun-shining glory, in all its solar force. This is you. So it's a beautiful thing. 2 of discs for Aries, please, for this full moon. And Aquarius. Oh, far too many. 2 of discs for Aries. We're making a decision. It's not crucial. We've got 3 2s now in this reading. We have the 2 of Swords, a decision based on not what we see necessarily around us, but what we're feeling, which is not necessarily our emotional self. It's our gut. We see a new moon in this card. So we've got that 2 of discs. We're keeping a balance. Yep, there's a lot of movement going on. We're kind of holding the tension of it. And here we go, oh, I'm just going to make a intuitive decision. And then we have the Lovers. This is a card of choice, a card of decisions, actually, a card of the contracts, commitments that we have made to people in our lives that we make to people in our lives, whether they're a husband, a partner, a friend. This is all about those contracts. What is our obligation? Is it working for us? And the Lovers is also about balance within ourselves, synthesizing our what could be seen to be the dualistic nature. So it's all very interesting, Aries. I'm going to pull a Brian Froud Pixie and Fairy card for a bit of a glimmer. And of course, these readings, you just take what resonates and leave what does not. I think there's some Arians out there that are hearing the call, that are moving out of maybe what has been a difficult time or a dark place or something that holds dependencies. We've got Lisa the Shadows shining a light for others, but actually breaking free of addictions, whether these are behaviours, habits, patterns, people, and being a bright light for others within the process of doing that for themselves. Aries, we hear the call. Now this Piper appears at times of transition. There is a time of transition that you're experiencing, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be okay. You're going to be fine. Go at your own pace. Go at your own pace. Okay, let's get a rock mineral crystal card that you can think of during the week as your little guide for this full moon in Aquarius. We've got blue kyanite, which is connecting with animals, telepathic abilities, finding your true path, and finding clarity. And I think that's what this reading is all about for you, Aries. So on that note, ka kite, and thanks for joining me. Get out there and bathe in the glow of this full moon in Aquarius, and take good care this week. Ka kite, bye.